Hey guys, on here, we are back for episode 7 of season 1 of The Umbrella Academy. That last episode was such a great episode, man. It was so many things were happening, and then at the end of it, it's just so frustrating, but so good, but so frustrating, seeing everybody kind of progress with their own individual storylines, and then for all of it to just be deleted and rewound when 5 changes the timeline when he goes buck wild on the commission, which was a whole sweet, awesome sequence. I will not even lie, man. Really crippling them, it seems, and then coming back and actually altering the timeline, which is a question that I had. Is this something that where everything is just kind of predestined, or can the timeline be changed? I think it solidified that yes, he can in fact change the timeline. But man, there's so many things that he undone, but it's for the betterment of the world, man. Diego is about to learn the truth from his mother. Luther and Allison were finally getting together, and we're about to go visit her daughter. Vanya learned she has powers and found her father's journal at Leonard's place, where we saw it, but she found it under his bed as she was trying to find her coat or something, and then she reads about herself, so that revelation is completely undone. What was Klaus's thing? He got tied up so that he could focus in and hone in on the spirit so that he can make contact with his love from the Vietnam War. That got undone. It's just like everything and everyone just kind of got to take a couple steps back, man. On top of that, seeing that 5 was the one that sent the notes to both Hazel and Cha-Cha to take each other out was part of the plan from him. It was just a fantastic episode, man. It really was. And I'm excited to see where they go from here. Even if I am sad about some of these things, a lot of them will bubble up to the surface. It's too soon. It's too soon. The season's not over yet. But yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and hop into episode 7. So guys, if you haven't seen the previous episode, check that out. If you want to see the full-length reaction to any of these episodes or any of the shows that we cover here on the channel, you can check those out in full-length over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gets you access as well. And they're in watch-along format. You just sync up your own footage with the time code and see my reaction to the entire thing. It's through that you guys help support the channel, help us grow, and improve the reactions that come your way. And, we got a bunch of things over there and try to make it worth your while. You can vote and suggest what movies we react to over there each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage to try to make it worth your while since you are going out of your way to support the channel. But, of course, another way to do that, and a simple way you can help us out, is just by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing these videos, because it really does go a long way with helping the channel grow here on YouTube. With that all said and down the way, guys, let's go ahead and hop into episode 7. The Day That Was. Okay, so I guess we're just going to see the alternate events of the day that we experienced, but with the changes now. Here we go.
On the 7th hour of the first day of October 1989, a woman went into labor. The child was average in every way. Unfortunately for the world, the circumstances of his raising were anything but.
This Harold Jenkins has to be Leonard or related to Leonard in some way. Those are the figures from that case when he went to the academy and he took what? The missing one? He took the father. He took Roderick. Yes. That's the missing figure from his collection, right? Dude, was I right? Was he a super fan? Oh, wow. Yeah. Hey, man, it's not a bad cosplay.
Excuse me, I'm your biggest fan.
Hey, you're not supposed to be in here.
Get back behind the barricade!
I was born on the same day as the Academy kids. I haven't quite figured out what my power is yet, but maybe with your help we can find out.
You have no power. You never will have power. Now, go home. Chasing something unattainable is a recipe for a lifetime of disappointment and resentment. So get off my property.
Wow. What a dick. Wonder if that's actually how it happened, though, and not just like his perspective of what happened.
What's that shit on your face? Make yourself useful and go get me another beer.
You got 12 years. Yeah, man, they are blurring him out for a reason, man. 5 days ago. Oh, is that where he got the notebook? Pogo did say there was some really valuable shit in that. Yup. I forgot about that. Protect.
Harold Jenkins?
Harold Jenkins.
Who the hell is Harold Jenkins?
Oh, so they're gonna...
I don't know. Yet.
It's too late to protect him. Unless he time travels and then changes his outcome.
What the hell is happening?
You happened.
So at least that part's still playing out the way it did in the first go-through.
What do you mean protect time and space?
You know what else is insane? I look like a 13-year-old boy. Klaus talks to the dead, and Luther thinks he's fooling everybody with that overcoat.
He's got a point there.
We didn't choose this life, we're just living it. Guys, we actually have the chance of saving the lives of billions of people, including Claire.
You know her name?
I do. And I'd like to live long enough to meet her.
Let's get this bastard.
You had me at Harold Jenkins.
God damn it. Seeing the flip side where we didn't see this last time.
I'm just gonna blink in and get the file.
You don't know the ins and outs of this place,
I
okay?
literally just did this yesterday.
What?
My yesterday, not your yesterday.
Beeman. Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
What?
Harold Jenkins is Leonard Peabody.
You never even looked at them. Why not?
Oh.
Luther, you need to tie me up so I can... Are you drinking? Dad, do it. Now. I told you already, all right? I can't. Oh, shit.
I sacrificed everything for him my entire life. I never left this house. I never had friends.
I could try again. I can't. I'm clean enough, but just... Hey, come on. Hey, come on. That's enough of that.
Oh.
You're our number one, remember? Oh, Captain, my Captain. Remember?
I love Klaus, man.
I want to be like you. I want to do whatever it is that you...
No, you don't. No, absolutely not.
Oh.
You always seem so carefree, and I just need it.
Trust me, you don't want that. You don't want that. Just lay down, sleep it off. You'll feel better in the morning, okay?
Fine. I'll go by myself.
What? No, sir, I can't let you...
That was such a good scene. Yeah, I thought I heard him loading a gun.
What are you doing?
Just tying my shoe. You hear that? Listen. That's a pileated woodpecker.
Oh.
If there's one, I bet there's two.
Oh.
Pretty sure they got it figured out.
And what's that?
Simple life with a partner. Sometimes what you want's right in front of you. By the time you realize it, it's too late.
It's so cute.
Look kind of scrawny.
Yeah, well, so are most serial killers and mass murderers. I mean, look at him.
I don't know. How about we ask him after we kill him?
Whoa. Hey, look, I'm gonna burst through. You know what? It would be nice for people just to think.
the door was unlocked.
Yeah, well, my way works just fine. Spread out. Yell if you're in trouble.
Gonna check out that attic like you were going to last time?
Guys, you need to see this. All their faces are burnt off.
Well, that's not creepy.
This was never about Vanya. This was about us.
What is...
5.
Jesus, 5. Why didn't you say anything?
You have to keep going. So, clear your mind. Focus. We're better to do that than here.
So is he trying to like relate to Vanya and then slowly turn her against her family? I don't necessarily get the game, other than to using her to get close to them, and that maybe this is I don't know.
I want you to come with me.
Where?
Anywhere, doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I swear to God, if she dies.
But you better be packed and ready, assuming you still want to do this. I understand if you
Hazel,
want to. Yeah.
I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
Okay.
Aha!
Night, he's out experiencing the real world.
He's not ready for it.
Who is? Was I? Were you? I'm sorry. I know you weren't ready to die violently at a young age.
Violently at a young age. Gosh, I want to know what happened. All those other dead people he conjures show their wounds. Where are his?
There is nothing in this world Luther wouldn't do to save your scrawny little junky ass.
I love it.
Oh, shit.
Have you ever tried one of these?
Yeah.
I've never felt so alive. I'm so thirsty. Why'd you do that? I have no idea.
Wow.
There's no other addresses in the file, but there is another relation listed. Jenkins' grandmother. She lived near Jack Pine Road.
You think he took her there?
It's a good enough place to start.
Let somebody know where you're going first.
Nope. Come on. This way.
Wait, but the car's back that way.
Trust me, okay?
Cops.
Vanya needs you.
Don't do anything stupid, okay?
Damn.
I can do this. I know you
Bro,
can.
we at Camp Crystal
You've
Lake.
seen what people with power can do. Think about how you want the boat to move.
Okay, but what do I stare really hard? Am I supposed to?
I don't know. There's only one way to figure it out.
She's got to get emotional
I can't.
or something.
I look and I feel ridiculous. I have no idea how they did this stuff with a straight face.
It's because you're not used to it, that's all. If you kept trying, maybe you would...
Oh, he's jealous, 1. 2.
You are so invested in this.
Yeah. He's letting some of his own personal feelings finally break through in this moment. See, one thing I don't understand all that well is, like, she had the opportunity to do anything, but then she goes back on it when she sees him with the donut lady. Like, I don't get that bit. Oh.
Where am I?
Where do you think?
I'm not sure. I'm agnostic.
Doesn't really matter. You can't stay here. To be blunt, I don't really like you all that much.
But wait a minute. Aren't you supposed to love all of us?
Where'd you get that idea? Time's flying, so hurry up. He's waiting for you.
So did he just meet God? I'm confused. When he's unconscious, is his power just like let loose, or is this just a dream?
I expected my son, who can conjure the dead, to have brought me forth days ago.
It's complicated. You know, I tried. I did, but...
You are poisoning yourself. My greatest disappointment, number 4. You only scratched the surface of what you are truly capable of. Instead, you pump yourself full of poison because you're afraid.
He never had our best interests at heart. Look at your precious number 1. Luther found all the unopened letters he'd sent you.
That was foolish of me. I should have burned it all.
That's your takeaway.
I knew that the world would soon need him, need all of you, and I had to do what was necessary. Everything I did, everything I put you through, it was to prepare you.
Just kids.
You were never just kids. You were meant to save the world.
So you knew all about this, about the apocalypse?
I knew that I had to bring you all back together one way or another. The fate of the world depended on it.
Did he kill himself to bring them to...
To get you all back together, there's something momentous.
Wow, that's why Pogo and the mother didn't want to tell them.
You couldn't have picked up a phone?
Would you have answered? Now listen to me, number 4. What I'm about to say is of great importance.
No!
Good evening. We're heading out, so if you don't mind.
You comfortable? Oh, I'm just peachy. Thanks for asking.
See, did he stage this?
I'm sure you can find another car.
Pay them off to, like, make a scene?
Trade you the car for the girl.
Okay, get off the car and leave us alone.
No problem.
Hey! No!
Oh. That one dude's dead. I can't just imagine that just happened by chance.
Cha-Cha, I know this will be hard for you to understand, but I want out. I'm done.
We have a great job. The best job. We get to visit exotic places, meet new people, and then kill them.
Well, I'd rather have 3 days left with her than 3,000 with you, you cold-hearted bitch.
Oh.
I'm coming after you and your ugly slut. And when I find you,
Wow.
there'll be no speeches, no last words. I'm just gonna kill you. First, I'm gonna kill her. Do it!
So long, partner.
I'm so scared for her going out there by herself. But she could use her power on him, maybe. Yeah, they're all supposed to be get together right now, but they are all separated at the moment. We're gonna cut to black now, aren't we? Yep. Man. It was such an interesting way to see like some similar beats from the last episode play out, but then completely deviating threads just from these minor changes. I thought that was really, really well done. And I'm really curious to see what Hazel's plan is going to be. I have to imagine he's probably going to help them try to stop this. And I think, I don't know, man. Cha-Cha, I just don't quite understand her motivation. I think she's having a hard time computing his decision, his behavior, the end of the world. She didn't even, like, flinch when he had said that he was given the order to kill her. Like, I don't think she was aware that they both were told to kill one another. and she didn't even like pick that up, or at least I don't know, or she's just trying to get him to kill her. I'm not sure. I'm really not. But yeah, the whole revelation, I wasn't that far off about Leonard. Once we figured out like the little pieces in the last episode, I wasn't too far off. He was born the same day as the rest of them, and that's probably what he saw some kinship in Vanya, though. But I don't know if he met Vanya before he found the book, or he found the book and then met Vanya. Knowing that she believes that she doesn't have these powers, and maybe then he sought her out so that he could try to get close with this similar kind of feeling that they had, and just kind of work his way in there. You know, the missing figure from his collection was Roderick Hargraves. So he got in there to get that. He's been studying them all. And it's just wild, man. And their father knew something was coming. I don't know if he knew exactly what was coming, but he knew something was coming. And they needed to be united. And he knew that they would all just drifted apart. I thought that was a great twist and great reveal about the whole like death of the father thing up to this point. What's Pogo's secret? What's the mother's secret? It's probably just simply that. Now Klaus knows. And I mean, I kind of get it, man. The way things had been left, that was probably the only way that it would get everybody in the same place again. But how could he have known what was about to come? How is Harold connected to the end of the world unless the end of the world, because of the journal, comes is like unchecked, or what, unlimited power, too dangerous, whatever. What if it's Vanya? What if Vanya, unchecked, is what ends the world? Because I still don't see how Harold leads to the end of the world unless it is to trigger and set off Vanya and her powers, to strip away the things dampening Vanya. And all those sequences were great. And I think like we're getting closer and closer, and we're seeing Leonard lose more and more control of the situation, of himself, like trying to get Vanya to take seriously all the things that he wishes he could have done, like with his obsession with him thinking, I was born on the same day. You know, I could have powers. I just don't know what they are yet. I could become part of the academy. He was a fan, and he equated that to that connection, and then the rejection, and then the home life, and all that just culminates into this psychosis that he's developed all these years. And he did. He went to prison for killing his father, but when he came out, he immediately hopped right onto their trail. It was wild, man. That was a great reveal. The way it was done was really well executed. And I still don't necessarily understand why he needed Luther to be on the moon, why that was part of the plan, but maybe he was too worried about what the real world would do to Luther without that separation. He needed, when everybody started to go their other ways, something to keep Luther occupied so that he would stay sharp like he would be, so that he could lead. But in the end, that kind of backfired. Now, I think he just was trying to keep Luther from the real world so he would still have all the traits he needed to act properly as a leader with the team once they all came back together. That's at least my working theory right now. But Klaus, in this episode, I think he's easily the MVP through this whole thing. Like, sobering up. Ben, too, really. Kind of keeping him level, keeping him going. Him being like a brother to Luther in this moment. And especially when Luther was like fading into this despair, wanting to just numb it. You know, I'm pretty sure that the way it was implied, it was never explicitly said, I think, that he had not drank. And he's like, holy shit, are you drunk? Yeah, he was just hammering into it. He broke into their dad's secret stash, which was another thing Luther probably would have never have done. And then he's like, I want to experience life the way you do. He wanted to go try drugs, to do all these things, and then he ran off. And then Klaus of all people, had to be like, no, that's not what you want. He's like, he has a reason to do that, even if it's not the best of reasons, is to numb all of this stuff, his power, his fear of this unknown, and just to be always hearing these voices. Like, I get why Klaus drowns himself in these poisons, as his father says. But that's not something I think Luther understands necessarily. And he just doesn't want to feel this pain right now. And that's where he's going out with that. He's been denied the world, and now he wants to experience the world. It's kind of like pretty much every like Christian school student that I've ever known that goes off to college, to a public college or something like that, and then they're just like finally experiencing everything, and it's like experience overload. I've seen it like 100 times, man. It's just like this. But yeah, him just stripping the coat off. Raven, that was great. And then, of course, the one lady at the rave taking a liking to Luther, and her boyfriend's just like, what the hell? And then it came down to Klaus having to try to save the day. And then I guess Klaus also got knocked out in the fight, met God, and then met his father finally. He was like, dude, it's been days. How come you haven't talked to me? Revealing the truth that he killed himself so that the family would come together. It's wild, man. This was a really good episode. It was really well paced out and really brilliantly written. And then on top of that, like Five hiding this bullet wound the entire time. I thought something was off about him. I thought maybe it was just the scorching from the explosions at the commission and his warping through time with the briefcase. But no, he just didn't completely dodge that shot from his handler. But then just at the end of the day, with everything that's been going on, they're all on their own. Not a single one of them other than Ben and Klaus. And that doesn't necessarily count, I guess, in this situation. Everybody's to the wind right now. Nobody's together. Diego's in prison for, the staged murder, or at least because he wasn't very smart with perusing Eudora's crime scene. Left his tracks everywhere, and now they think he's responsible for that. He's locked up. Everybody else is just scattered to the winds right now, man. This is a wild episode, man. These last two episodes as a pair were phenomenal. Guys, what do you think? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Feel free to join us in our Discord. We could talk about it there as well. Links to that in all my socials, description box below. Follow me in each and every one of those. If you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode or any of the previous ones, remember to check those out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gets you access as well. And speed up before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Sherritt, Ryan Karen, Jason Coleman, Philly Vane, Yori, Corey Scott, Margaret Grace, Mary Bradley, Melita, Robert Anguiano, and Raven McCann. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. That's it for this episode, guys. I'll see you all next week with the next one. Take care, everybody.